Hey YouTube, Incendar here. Today I want to talk about the CP, I guess, stealth or ninja nerf in the NA version of Black Desert Online. This came up in a stream last week, and somebody, well, it was asking Incendar stream, so obviously anyone that asked a question, I just answered it. And somebody brought up that they were asking about the cooking byproduct nerf that I was talking about. And I said, yeah, and I guess some people might have panicked or, kind of worried about this, and I've always been worried about it too. I mean, CP by cooking AFK versus people doing dailies all day long for the same CP. Obviously, it's kind of OP, especially with the Pearl Shop item, or if you get your cooking up too fast enough. So it was always a question: would they remove it? We know on the Taiwan server, when the game came out, not long into it, they just totally removed the cooking byproduct that gives you CP. And it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you've got tons of easy CP, you don't need to buy storage. You don't need to buy worker lodging. So people are going to spend less money. So it's pretty much common sense that, hey, this CP item, let's get rid of it or it's going to be nerfed. I always worried it was going to get removed entirely. Some other people did too. So, of course, we kept turning them in or at least stockpiling them. And it's always a good idea to stockpile these things too. So another question's come up too. Is should I turn in the CP? And at this point I'm going to be turning in straight to 350. I have them saved up. I'm going to probably do it before this patch and just get it out of the way. 350 is pretty much a soft cap right now, so there's really no reason to go over that for any reason. I was always saving them because CP had a tendency to always be reduced how much you need and not be retroactive. So people that had a lot of CP already, they didn't get extra CP when the CP requirements for the lower CP was reduced. So it was always a good idea, just to keep it just in case. And at this point, hit 350 and then maybe save it all someplace for sometime in the future. We're kind of equal with Korea now on the CP, so. But I think at some point, probably they'll lower the soft cap again. Maybe we'll get to 400. So just save your CP after 350. So how this came up, 2 weeks ago, I haven't cooked for months, and I came back at it pretty hard. And I cooked up a lot. And I didn't screenshot this at the time. I got this out of a video. But I did 30,000 of each byproduct. And at the end of that, the important one, the CP turn-in, was at 27,000 compared to the other ones at 30,000. And of course, I'm talking dish with poorly prepared ingredients. So the CP hand in here. So when I did it, and the other four were 30,000, almost, real close to each other, and then this one's at 27,000. It's pretty obvious 10% drop. If there's any statisticians out there or whatever, you can, this is 150,000 sample size. So yeah, I think I can say that there was a 10% cut. I don't know when that happened because, like I said, I hadn't cooked for a while, but it was definitely a 10%. So then last week's patch came and I started getting messages. Oh, wow, they bumped it up to 20, 25%. Some people didn't notice at all, but they were only doing one cooking utensil. I mean, if you just go through, 900 on an advanced utensil, you might have more CP items than the other ones. That's not a big enough sample size. I mean, you can see what I'm doing here right now. We can see the CP is lower than the other items. Okay, great. This sample size is too small to make any conclusion on that. But since people were telling me that, other master cooks, for example, oh, I'm definitely noticing 20, 30% reduction. I'm like, well, they probably reduced it 10% more this patch. They're probably going to start weaning this down instead of just totally removing it from the game. So what I did is after this patch, I did another test and I kept all the cooking ingredients or all the byproducts to compare them again. And this is about 10,000 of each. And you can see again, we're looking at about 10% reduction. This is, by the way, March 28th. So we're looking at a patch tonight. So I don't know what'll happen, but at least for this week, if you're watching this in the future, this could be different. But as of right now, you can clearly see out of the 5 byproducts that we have a 10% less in the CP items. Is it time to panic, flip out? I wouldn't say panic, but it might be a good idea to get some cooking done now and get the CP while you can, in case this is reduced further in the future. Now, the CP item was reduced 10%, but we got to remember that previous soft caps and most recently between 150 and 250, the CP XP was reduced. So it's still overall, if you're starting the game now, it's actually easier to get to high CP than it was when people that are playing, 10 months ago doing this did the same thing. So is it a cause for concern? Yeah, I would get cooking just in case. The couple theories that it's going to continue to be reduced over time to where you get less and less, or the very unlikely situation where they just remove it from the game like they did in Taiwan. Taiwan is definitely more pay to win based. They want money, obviously. What if Black Desert sales go down in the future and they need to raise more money? Yeah, they could reduce this or remove it. Anything can happen. So cook, I think it's safe at this point since we're equal to Korea now on the contribution. It's safe to pump that to 300, 350. Really no reason at all to go over 350 at this point. So save all those items in your storage somewhere. Because even if they did reduce this more, you still have those for later. Or if they remove them entirely from being able to generate them, you might still have them in your storage in the worst case scenario. So no reason to really panic. But I would definitely put some time into cooking in case this gets further reduced. Hope that answers it, helps anybody out. Leave a comment if you got anything else. And I will check this again after the patch tonight. Click subscribe to get notifications of any new videos. Visit Incendar.com. I put all the tools I actually use in game there. Leave a comment if there was a video you would like to see or you think is missing. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys next time.